everyone, it's Kate from the Fold Line. I am back this week with Find My Pattern. This is a feature which we started doing because lots of people email us and ask for help of things that they're looking for. So either things that they've seen on TV, in a film, in the shops, on the internet somewhere, and they want to try and recreate it at home and they're struggling to find the pattern. So they email the pattern nerds, which is Rachel and I, and we help them. So I thought I'd do this in, it's quite nice to share the love. So I put out a thing on Instagram a couple of days ago and lots of people emailed, and I have gone and done some serious detective work. So these are, I will say, this is just an idea. Like if you can think of something much better, please let us know down below, because it's really nice to share. I've got one which I need your help with. And also I will pop links to all the patterns that I've mentioned down below, so don't worry, you can kind of go and have a look at them. Right, so I'm going to get cracking because there's quite a lot. It's going to be a long video, guys. Get a cup of tea, get a glass of wine. It's 12 o'clock somewhere. And yeah, settle in. So, first things first, I got this one from 3 people. So Catherine, Charlotte and Deb sent me this picture from the latest series of Killing Eve. It's an amazing dress that Villanella's wearing. I'm sure a lot of you are watching it. I also saw this and thought, I want to make it too. So I did quite a bit of research, and the best way to do this, I think, is going to be to hack 2 patterns. But I will say that they are both from the same designer. So for the core part of the dress, the Eloise Dress from By Hand London, I thought would be perfect. You can see here, it's very similar shape-wise. It's got the ruffle around the bottom. It's quite close fitting. It also is really easy. It doesn't have a zip to sew. It's quite easy to sew. The only thing that's different is that it doesn't have a waist seam. So I think, but it does have a belt option, which I think would look really nice. If you're feeling confident pattern cutting, I would just use this and use the sleeve and slash into it to add that sort of bell shape. If you're feeling less confident, I would use the sleeve from the Hannah Wrap dress from By Hand London. So this has got, you can see this beautiful, amazing sleeve. I think it is just amazing. I've made this dress, it's lovely. So if you're not feeling confident, what you need to do is use the head of the Eloise Dress pattern, sleeve pattern, so that you keep this all the same. You don't mess around with that, because that's where you can get into serious trouble. And then trace off the rest of the Hannah Wrap dress sleeve so that you can kind of reenact it so that you get the same feel. But I thought that was pretty good, those 2. I was quite chuffed with that, and I hope that kind of has scratched the itch for those guys who were wanting to make it. Next up, we've got a dress from Michelle, and this is so beaut. I love it. It's the Unreached dress by Hoffman. Look at the beautiful, I'm sorry again guys if I'm scratching, hay fever. Yeah, look at it, it's freaking gorgeous. I love the fabrication. Indie sewing pattern designers, please could we have this in a pattern? I think I've got something quite close, not perfect, but I thought it could be a good starting off point. So the pattern that I've got is the Lyria dress from Pauline Alice. You can see here it's got the wrap, it's got the buttons down the side, it's got the inbuilt waistband. The thing that is slightly different is the top part, but I think this could be quite easily resurrected. You can see it's already wrapped. I would leave the buttons off and just straighten up the neckline. So that is a very simple pattern sort of tweak. And I think you'd get the real feel of that dress. So just leaving it wrapped at the top. Yeah, not perfect, but I thought could be a good starting point. So I hope, Michelle, that's kind of good for you. Next up, we have got Faye emailed me a video from Strictly Come Dancing, Catherine and Joanne's Rumba to Shallow movie week. I don't watch Strictly, but it's from 2019, so last year, and she loved the dress that she was wearing. I can totally agree, it's absolutely gorgeous. So it's a wrap dress, but it's got this sort of big sort of statement kind of almost like stole part over the top. Sorry, I've just knocked my tea. So I had to do quite a bit of research, but I think I've got a really good option for you. It's the McCall 7801. So I thought this worked because it's a wrap dress. It's got that feel around the neckline, but you might want to extend the sort of ruffle around the neckline to make it a bit longer and make it more similar to the one that you've seen in Strictly. But apart from that, I mean, it's pretty close, I have to say. Yeah, I mean, and there's lots of different variations with this as well, so I think you could definitely use this to make it. The variation that I would probably go for is variation A, but with a straight cut hem at the bottom. So yeah, I thought that was pretty good. I was quite chuffed with that one. Next up, Leslie emailed and she found these trousers from Patagonia that she wants to make into a pair of garden kind of trousers. I did quite a bit of research and I think I've got a really good option for you. You will have to tweak it slightly, but very sort of simple. The pattern I found is the Vogue 9191. 9191, yep. Does anyone else have so much problem with the pattern numbers? Yeah, come on, let's just call them proper things. Yes, I thought this was really close. It's got that wrap front. It's kind of bell, big floaty bottoms. The only thing that you'll need to change is you just need to curve the hem on the front, so which is a very simple tweak. But I thought that was a pretty close kind of option for you, and I hope, Leslie, that you can now make your garden trousers. Yeah, I was quite pleased with that one. I thought I wouldn't be able to find anything, so I was, yeah, chuffed. Next up we have got, Philippa sent me a picture of, I don't know where it's from actually, this sort of dress. It's quite a simple dress and I thought actually it would be really easy to find, but it was more tricky than I thought. Great for summer, really nice, just throw over a swimming costume if we ever get to leave our houses. So the pattern that I found was the ivory dress from Fibre Mood. I thought this was pretty close. It's got that kind of shirt dress feel. The only thing is that the front panel goes all the way down to the bottom, but you could actually just ignore that part and just have it down to the waistband and then cut the front skirt panel all in one piece. It has that kind of detail around the kind of bust. I know that it's slightly different. This version has patch pockets, but this one sort of inseam pockets, which I thought were quite nice. But yeah, I thought it had the same sort of feel, and I hoped that would be a kind of good starting point for you, Philippa. Next up, Tajana, I think I've probably said that wrong and I'm sorry. Tajana sent me a picture of, it's something that she's watching on Netflix. Something Great on Netflix. And she wanted to recreate this jacket. You can see here it's quite a proper sort of tailored jacket. She said that it's got a split in it at the back. Yes. Look, it's long at the front and back panels have a split and it's not belted. But I think I found a really good option, and it's another one from By Hand London. We've got loads from By Hand London this time. It's the Romano Coat. You'll see here it looks actually so similar to the kind of option she sent me. It's a classic tailored jacket. I know that the pattern that you've seen has splits in it, but this, if you look at I'll show you the line drawing, it's got seams all the way up it, so you'd be able to add those in really easily and I think recreate it. And you can see the sample here is actually made in a really nice linen, so this could be totally a winter jacket, but it can also be a really lovely spring kind of lightweight jacket. So I thought that was a really good option. Next up we have got, Kristen has sent me a dress from And Other Stories, really lovely summer dress. I thought this was, again, like some of these, I thought this was going to be really easy to find, but it took quite a lot of research. but I have found something pretty close. It's the Aran shirt dress from Serendipity Studio. You will need to make a couple of tweaks, but they're quite simple tweaks, and I feel like the core part of the dress is there. So the one from And Other Stories is princess seamed. It's got some pleating at the waist and this tie, quite a simple V-neck. The Aran shirt dress is pretty similar. The only difference is I think you might want to widen the V at the front and remove the sort of little kind of fake collar. But apart from that, it's got the pleats as well, and it's got a tie. So I thought that was a really good starting point, and I hope that's a kind of good one for you. I hope it kind of feels like it would work. Next we have got, Liv sent me this really beautiful shirt dress from a company called Just. Really simple fit, really elegant. I can see why she loved it, because I love it too. I did quite a bit of research, and the pattern I found that I think actually is really close and I was really pleased with is the McCall's 8031. The sample of it is made in like in a quite a sort of satin feel, and it makes the dress look quite different. But actually, if you made this more similar to the fabric that in the sample that we got sent the picture of, which looks like a linen, it will look a lot more crisp. If you look at the line drawing, you can see really that it is absolutely spot on. It's got that relaxed collar, it's got bust darts, buttons all the way down the front, and a nice tie. The only thing that I might say, just looking back at the sample, is you might want to widen the sleeves a little bit, which is a very simple thing to do, just to make them more kind of exaggerated like the picture. But I think pretty kind of good starting point, so I hope that one works for you. Next up we have got a pattern. Ria sent me these really amazing trousers from Arquette. Beautiful, high-waisted, big pleats, just pretty sexy. And the pattern, I was quite pleased with this actually. I think I did quite well. It's the Jockey Trousers from By Hand London. Another, I mean, what is it this time? It's been lots of By Hand London. I thought these were almost spot on, to be honest. So they've got the two big pleats that she wants. They're high-waisted. They almost look like men's trousers. I think the only tweak, just looking at the Arquette ones compared to the By Hand London ones, I think you might want to slightly taper the leg from the knee down, because the By Hand London ones look like they're quite straight cut, and the Arquette ones look slightly like they taper in a little bit down to the bottom. But apart from that, I thought they were pretty close, so I hope that gives you, really, you can go and get cracking on these. Mary sent me a picture of this really beautiful jumpsuit from COS, and she was saying she couldn't think of a pattern to replicate it. It's really lovely and simple and beautiful. I think I found quite a good core base pattern. I'm not sure it's perfect. It's definitely got the same silhouette, it's just got a couple more seam lines than perhaps you might want if you're looking for something really pared down and understated. But I think you could use it as a kind of starting off point. So the pattern that I've got is the Vogue 1647. You can see here it's got the waistband seam. The kind of core difference is it's got this lovely, actually really nice V at the front, which I think, although it is an extra detail, I actually think it would be a really nice one, and it has that sort of same feel when you look at the sample. That could be, I mean, the styling is a bit, but if that was styled by COS, you could totally see that being part of their range. So I hope that is a good sort of option for you and feels like a kind of good starting point. Next we've got some, Amrit has emailed, she sent two and I picked one. It's this lovely kind of top and skirt set. So I thought this was a good, I had a bit of a look and I think I've got a good two options for you. So for the top, I would use the Marcel ruffle top from Nina Lee. You can see here from the sample, it's very similar in shape. The only difference that you're going to need to make is make the actual bodice shorter so that it's more of a crop top, but everything else is pretty much spot on there. So I was really pleased with that one, and I hope you feel like that's a good place to start with. And then the skirt, I've got the Sarah wraparound skirt from Workshop. It's got definitely the same feel. You just want to make it a little bit longer, and it's got a ruffle on it, which you can either leave off if you don't want to, but I thought that those two together in the same fabric would be pretty close to what you sent, so I hope that you feel like that was a good one. Second, well, I've got one more, and then I've got one where I need some help. The last one was that I had lots of comments from people asking about this blouse that I'm wearing, actually. So I'll just stand up and show it to you. It's actually, it's from Zara, and I think really I did struggle, I have to say, but the thing about it that makes it interesting is the fabric, not the actual kind of shape. It's a really basic shape, but they've just used different broderie en glaze on the sleeve here, and they've put a seam in it and done like little, you know, this is just like a little detail that's sewn into a seam. So what I found, and I definitely think you could do better, so please let me know if you can find something better as a starting off point, was the blouse from the Avid Seamstress. This is a really simple, beautiful pattern, and if you're looking for something that you're going to wear lots, I would actually really recommend this because it's a classic shape. This as a starting off point. You can add seam lines around the waist, you can add seam lines down the front. Really, really simple pattern cutting. It's not going to make a huge amount of if you're new to this, I think you can definitely do that. Definitely a seam line around kind of the waist, but it would be very easy to recreate this using that pattern as a base. But if anyone's got any suggestions of ones with a bit more detail on, let me know, because that would be really helpful. So last but not least is something that I really struggled with, and I thought I'd put it to you guys. So if anyone has any suggestions, because I'm sure that Nadia would really like our help. So it's this beautiful, beautiful dress, huge sleeve, big sort of neckline, tie at the back. It's incredible, like beautiful dress, but I was really stumped. I don't know about you guys. If anyone has got any suggestions as a starting off point, please let us know down below, because I'm sure Nadia would like our help. That is it from me. I hope that was useful and fun. I'll do another one soon. I really enjoy kind of hunting out patterns for people, and I hope for the people that I've got patterns for, I hope that has inspired your weekend sewing. Anyway, have a lovely, lovely weekend, and I will be back soon with another video. Bye!